There is no kind of intro bit of my face, but don't worry, my face is still intact. It's still there, don't worry. This is purely for sort of quick video making. Hello again and welcome back to March May's Midlife Dolly Crisis. So today's video is slightly more chaotic than normal because I'm trying to film this a bit on the hop. I was meant to have tried to get this video done over the weekend and it didn't happen, so I'm filming after work one evening and it's pitch black outside, which it tends to be pitch black by about 4 o'clock at the moment here. So I'm trying to get as much light in here as possible. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Today we're going to be opening this doll. So this is a Snow White Disney Princess story doll. Now these are from the Disney store. I got this one online and there was a bit of a kind of reduction code with her, which was good. So this is the Snow White one. There are a lot of these dolls. They're kind of, I would say, probably the next step up from the sort of the standard dolls that they sell in the Disney store. So with this one, you do get extra items. So you get an extra outfit and accessories. Whereas with the kind of the standard doll, you literally get the doll in the outfit that she's in and that is it. You get nothing else and the box is a lot smaller. With this, there's also sort of kids' activities and things like that. You kind of fold this down and there's kind of stuff that you can do and you fold this down at the back. I think there's like colouring and puzzles and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that during the video, but it is an option. And obviously kids will really sort of like that and enjoy that because that'll mean that there's more to do with this doll. I'm also going to try and redress her perhaps because she's in like this outfit and then you get the second outfit. However, I've also got this. So obviously this is the Haunted Mansion Illy Forever fashion pack, which I think probably everyone has got by now. Again, I got this kind of a little bit reduced because of a code. So I was kind of happy about that. But I'd like to kind of try it on this doll. I don't know if it's going to work or not because obviously the Illy Forever dolls' bodies are a bit chunkier, I think, than these dolls, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see how it works. Some of it might work, some of it might not. But as I say, we'll see how it goes. So let's open the doll up and see. Let me move this out of the way. So, okay, so this comes down. So there she is in the box. So obviously when you buy her, you can't see the doll unless you actually open the flap and have a look, just to make sure you got a good one. But she's very pretty in there. They've certainly sort of laid it out very nicely. If I can just show you the bottom bit. There we go. So you can kind of use this as sort of like a play bit as well, which is nice. The packaging is also kind of eco in that she is sort of strapped in, but using the sort of like the paper rather than the sort of the plastic tags, which is really good. And I don't think there's any sort of tags behind her head at all. If we just have a quick look at the back of this. So obviously this bit does fold down as well. And okay, so you've got kind of activities and stuff there. And again, you've got this bit, you can kind of colour that bit in. So I am going to get her out, get all the accessories out, and then we'll have a good look at her. Okay, so here we go. So this is the doll, who was incredibly easy to get out. She literally had like a paper thing sort of tying her in, and once you'd undone that, the whole doll would just come out. Her feet were kind of behind another kind of sort of cardboard bit that you just sort of pulled out, which was so easy. There were no plastic tags or anything in this. The side of the box then sort of opened with a pull tag and these accessories kind of came out. There were no tags on the dress at all. It was literally on like a piece of cardboard. And when you kind of undid the Velcro at the back, you could just kind of take the dress off it. It was truly inspiring, to be honest, considering how difficult it is to get other dolls out. I have to be honest, this was actually just amazing and so quick. So that is a huge tick. Obviously, as well, for parents, it means that the child can actually get the doll out themselves without any hassle, which is also probably very good news. But let's have a look at the rest of the stuff here. So obviously we get the second outfit. So this is the dress. Now, it would have been many years ago that I saw Snow White. When I was a child, there weren't really Disney cartoons as such. It was kind of a period where they just weren't making them. So they would show a lot of the older cartoons. So Snow White was one that I would have remembered watching. And I did have a fondness for Snow White particularly. I think it was because her look was so sort of like different, and the other princesses were kind of all sort of blonde and everything. You know, there was Sleeping Beauty and there was Cinderella, and then there was Snow White. And Snow White was the brunette, and obviously the other two were sort of blonde, and they kind of blended into each other, in my head anyway. So I think that's probably why Snow White probably sort of stuck out more. Yeah, I don't particularly remember this outfit, I have to be honest. So I don't know if it is authentic, if she wears it in the film or not. This is the one that I kind of remember more. Or, you know, something similar. And I love the fact that the collar, they've got the collar kind of up, which I think she has that in the movie. It might be a bit shorter, but certainly I kind of remember that. But anyway, let's have a look at the accessories as well. So we've got this basket of apples, which is a really nice piece, actually. The apples almost look, you know, like you could take them out, but you can't. So that's kind of that. That is made of sort of rubber, I would say, and then plastic inside. And then this bit was kind of in the side of the box. So we get a little bird. So this is one of the sort of the bluebirds. I think this is the one that she probably makes, sort of make the bed, you know, go and hoover, you know, do all the little jobs around the house, which we could all do with one, to be honest. So that is the bird. We've then got the second pair of shoes, which are really cute. So these are like a pair of clogs, which is quite nice. They're clogs, and they've got sort of like painted detail on. They've got like little roses on the front, or at least flowers. And they sort of look wooden. They've got that kind of texture to them. So that is those. Let's see what else is here. We've got a pie. There we go. So that's what Snow White's been cooking for the dwarves, probably. They'd probably enjoy that. So that's a nice pie, and that's kind of a nice accessory to have for any doll, really. We've got this, which is another sort of like hairband. So this one would go with obviously the second outfit, because it's the same kind of colours and things. So that's that. And then finally we've got this. Which is a rabbit, which I don't particularly remember from the film, but there was a lot of wildlife there, and I do remember a lot of the animals kind of helping her to do the cleaning and stuff like that. So that is that. So let's have a closer look at the girl herself. What was unusual about her as a Disney princess, I suppose, is the fact that she doesn't have sort of long, luscious hair. She has a very kind of short style. But I guess when the movie was made, it was very much of that time to kind of have, you know, a shorter haircut. I'd be tempted to wash it, I have to be honest. It's very gelled. That would be one criticism. It's very gelled into this style. I don't know what it would be like if it were washed. I would hope that it would retain some of the shape, but you can't really be sure that that's going to happen. So it might be something I'll have to think about before I do anything drastic. She has got a plastic sort of bow in her hair at the top, and that looks like it's kind of sewn in. So there's some threads here. So obviously if you want to remove it to put the other one in, you might have to undo some of those, or it might just pull out, but then you're going to end up with thread still there, so you might want to sort of remove those. She does have a very nice face. There we go. So she's got very red lips. Her eyes are very sort of animated. They are brown, I think, by the looks of them. She does have a bit of blusher on her cheeks. And obviously she is the traditional idea of Snow White. Snow White was meant to have, I think, skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. It was something to do with the window frame, wasn't it? The mother looked out and saw snow with very dark window frame, and she pricked her finger, and that's why it's supposed to be like skin as pale as white, as pale as snow, hair as black as mahogany, maybe, I'm not sure, or ash, and lips as red as blood. I mean, they're not quite blood red, but you know, they're fairly dark pink. So that is her face, and it looks like she's kind of got like a gloss over her eyes and her lips as well. The dress is okay. I mean, it's not the highest quality thing, but it's certainly nice enough. The fabric is kind of that noisy stuff. So there's no raw edges, certainly on this bit. The colour I think isn't sort of hemmed, but I guess it's that kind of material that hopefully it's not going to fray or anything like that. There's kind of real sort of, when I say real details, there's real kind of like lace around the sleeves and around the neck, and there's the kind of rickrack, is that kind of like golden rickrack down the front, braiding, and there's like a red sort of lace around the waist bit, around the bodice. This obviously is a separate, well, not a separate piece, but it's, you know, it's an overlay, kind of a net overlay with golden sort of details on it, and then obviously got the skirt there underneath. Obviously it is all one piece. The sleeves, the famous kind of like puff sleeves, now they do have kind of like a sort of drawn on detail in a way, in that they've got the red bits. They're sort of like screen printed on or something, just to make them look like the red is kind of poking out, I suppose. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not obviously, you know, collector's item sort of costume, but it's certainly not the worst thing. So it velcros up at the back, and obviously there's no velcro on the back of this. That just kind of like stays up. So there's velcro down the back. We will actually have a look at her body, I think, but let's have a quick look at the shoes first. So here are the shoes. So they are sort of like yellow, and she's actually still got these on. These were tied on to sort of keep the shoe on, I guess, but I can remove those now. There we go. Her feet are free now. Again, that was just sort of like the twisted paper, so there was no sort of plastic involved in that. The shoes are kind of odd in that it almost feels like they should be heeled, but they're not. They might not be the best shoes in that they might not stay on her feet that well, but they're okay. They're just kind of simple yellow shoes. They do have kind of like a bow detail just on the front there, which you might be able to see, but there's no painted on detail or anything like that. Let's take this off and let's have a look at her body. Okay, so here we go. So this is her here. So articulation wise, the neck, so yeah, you can tilt it and it does go back and it goes forward as well. So that is the neck, and then we have articulation here at the shoulder. So you can put the arms up, you can put the arms down, and they do go out like that. They're on kind of like a ball joint. We also have articulation at the elbow. Ooh. So it kind of clicks a little bit. I'm not sure if it's meant to, maybe. She can't touch her face or anything like that, so she doesn't have sort of double joints or anything. She also has articulation at the wrist. Again, the joints are actually quite nice and stiff. They're not sort of loose. There's nothing loose about those. But yeah, so she has articulation there. If we go further down her body, she has nothing she has no waist articulation or anything like that. She does have, obviously, her legs, which have articulation. They are quite rubbery, the legs, I have to be honest. So yeah, she can do kind of the splits, which is actually more than the Illy dolls can do. They go back and forth, and they do kind of go out as well like that. I don't know if she has... Oh yeah, she does. She has kind of clicky knees. So they kind of click once by the feel of them. They are very rubbery, which I guess is to kind of be expected. It does feel a bit weird having this very rubbery leg, and then, you know, the top part is kind of like a sort of a matte plastic. And then, yeah, the bottom half is kind of a rubbery colour. Rubbery colour. What colour's your jumper? It's rubbery. Rubbery. What I was going to say was the colour of the legs and the body and the face are all quite, you know, they're all uniform. So it's not like it looks like different materials are different colour or anything like that. She looks like she has kind of a uniform skin colour all over, including her face, which is good. So that is the articulation. Let me put her second outfit on. We'll have a quick look at that. Okay, so here she is in her second outfit. It's actually quite nice. This one does have a few more sort of painted on details. So the whole sort of bodice with the sort of the lacing at the front, that is all kind of printed on, as well as sort of the flowers on either side. I guess they're not going to be embroidering with, you know, a doll, which is kind of aimed at children perhaps. But that said, there are other nice details. So we do have a real bow at the front there, which is kind of attached. Again, we've got the puff sleeves going on. The only thing that isn't hemmed, I would say, or has a raw edge, again, is the collar. But if we go further down here, we've got lace around the bodice here. We do have pockets, which are workable. So she can keep her mobile phone in there if she wants to. They've actually got a really nice sort of like ribbon detail on the top, which does have sort of embroidered flowers on there. And the same braid that they've used there, they've used around the bottom of the dress here. And they've also teamed it with some sort of like lace. So that is really cute. That basically just does up with Velcro at the back as well. The shoes actually seem to fit better. The clogs fit better than the regular shoes. I think because there's more at the top of them, so that they kind of stay on the feet better. So that is that. I haven't removed the bow from the hair because I'm gonna have to cut it out. So I've literally just placed the headband from the second outfit on the top. There's something a bit kind of like Bavarian about the look, like Oktoberfest or something, which I do actually quite like. And I do like the colours. The colours are quite nice, a contrast to her kind of regular outfit, because they're sort of like darker. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to change out of this and see what she might look like in the Illy Forever fashion pack for the Haunted Mansion. Okay, so here we go. So this is the Haunted Mansion fashion pack. First off the bat, I have to say that getting this outfit out of the pack was kind of the antithesis of getting this doll out of her pack. It was so easy to remove her from the packaging. And I know I said this already, but it was just so easy. Getting the clothes out of the fashion pack was just horrendous. There were so many tags, like hundreds. It felt like hundreds. I was snipping forever. It's just not a nice experience. You have to be so careful with them. How you're meant to give these to children, I don't know, because they'd probably just rip them to shreds and then, you know, probably they would still be attached. but it's not great. It's really not great. It feels so odd that Disney have managed to like produce something very easy to get out of the packaging, and then at the other extreme, something incredibly difficult. Anyway, that said, this is the doll in the outfit, and I have to be honest, I'm actually really pleased. I'm really happy that this fits her. The only problem is basically the shoes. So the shoes won't fit on her feet at all. Her feet are quite small. I was actually surprised that I managed to get the sort of like the stockings or the tights on as well as I have, because they were quite tricky. Because the legs are so rubbery, it's not really, you know, it doesn't really work so well. But that was kind of the only sort of issue I had. The rest of it fit her pretty well. I did notice when I'd undressed her that her body actually looked very similar to the Illy dolls, at least kind of like the torso bit. I mean, obviously they are not the same doll, but size-wise, they're pretty close. I mean, the clothes feel a little bit tight. The top feels a little bit tight, but not so much that you would notice. And obviously this blouse has another piece underneath it, so you don't have to have that on top. I mean, obviously that is an amazing piece, so, you know, I don't want to remove that. I just think it works really well with her, and I love her kind of like her black hair, and even kind of her makeup goes really nicely with this outfit. She's got kind of like a goth air about her. I suppose that's probably one of the reasons I kind of like Snow White, because of the whole sort of like the jet black hair. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how she looks in this. And obviously she's got the bag and everything. I haven't put this, the necklace, which I haven't put on, because I kind of feel that sort of messes with the neckline of the blouse. It would just kind of cover it up. So I've not bothered with that. I have put the Mickey Mouse ears on the top. So I have actually removed the original bow that she came with. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with the way she looks in this. I'm actually also quite surprised. I thought this doll would be a lot slimmer than the Illy dolls, but actually she wasn't, because this fits very well. The top, as I say, was a bit tight, but that might be because it's got this other bit underneath it, which obviously you kind of need because this is very sheer and you don't want to see too much of Snow White. But yeah, I'm super happy. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you would consider getting any of these Disney dolls. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not, as I mentioned before, I'm not like a huge Disney fan. I remember Snow White from watching it as a child, and, you know, I do have a fondness for Snow White particularly. But, you know, I don't really know a lot of the other ones. But yeah, I'm really happy with this doll. She does have actually quite nice sort of posability as well. And I'm super happy with the way that she actually fits in this outfit, which I think is probably now her outfit, to be honest. So yeah, let me know what you think of her down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the fashion pack. I know that a lot of you have got this pack, and probably a variety of different dolls are wearing it. I will be able to get other shoes. I'm sure I've got some shoes that will fit her and will kind of go with the look. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know anyone else that would like this kind of video, please consider sharing it. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Snow White with her gothy makeover. And I will see you in the next video. So, until the next time, bye!